Is this where the damn drumming and the music kicks in?
Yeah. What is going on, everybody? Hello, and welcome back to the program. This is On the Pipe podcast presented by Yamaha Motor Corporation USA. I'm your host, as always, Tyler Shepardson, and today is Tuesday, March the 17th, 2026 years after zero. It is St. Patrick's Day, and only one of us in two of us. Craig's got camo pants on, Big Tom's got a green shirt on, so they're celebrating the cause. I'm celebrating Yamaha USA being a part of the program, helping us out as our presenting sponsor. Yamaha does all sorts of stuff for all aspects of the sport, and we appreciate their support as we cover off-road racing today. We got a little bit of racing going on all over the place. We had an AMA West going on out on the West Coast. We had a JDay racing for the first time ever at Club MX down here in Chesterfield, South Carolina. Craig was there and racing, so we'll talk to him, hear some stuff that's going on. We'll go over results from both of those. We'll talk about some racing that is coming up in the next couple of weeks. This weekend, the American National Enduro Championship, ANEC, formerly NEPG, is heading west to Oklahoma City, and I think they've raced here or raced in Oklahoma at some point. I don't know when the last time it was, but looks like a scorcher this weekend. Going to be in the mid to high 90s. Wind so strong yesterday, flipped over a big truck, so that should be interesting to see how all that pans out this weekend. But it'll be cool. We'll be out there. It's a 20-hour drive for me, a little over 20 hours. A lot more if I take the Tesla and have to stop and charge 10 times. But we'll figure out a way to get there. And then the following week, we'll go racing at Camp Coker, one of the favorites on the GNCC circuits. There is a very popular podcast in off-road that went on and on last year about Camp Coker never happening again. Egg in their face, egg in our face. Here's Camp Coker. I mean, that was – the rumors were coming through the rumors mill. That it wasn't happening. Lo and behold, it is. Craig and Tom, who told you that Camp Coker wasn't happening last year, and why did we spread all those misinformations?
You told us, and you said to make sure we say that on the podcast so everyone knew, because you wanted to be the first one to tell everybody.
Hey, I was told that by a very, very reliable source.
Several reliable sources all went back and forth saying it.
I am pretty sure. I only heard it here, so I didn't know. Nobody told me.
I did vet it. I asked several people.
Seems like, if I remember right, that the rumor was that the property was sold. And I think that is true, but has been that way for the past 2 years or 2 or 3 years.
Man, I bet that place would pull some change if it's sold. What a beautiful piece of property.
Yeah, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
Coker College, right down the street.
There's a college?
Yep, Coker College.
Yeah, that's just the camp for it.
I don't know what they're known for, but what else do they do? That's the Maury Sportsman Preserve, but I don't think they do riding throughout the year. I know they shoot shotguns and
it's a sporting place.
And
breed
High dive.
ducks, I think.
So sporting clays.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought.
like people that shoot clay pigeons, like sporting clays, they take that shit serious.
Oh, hey, Olympic
It-
sport.
But it also might be like you can go to like a work thing, like a fundraising event at a sporting clays deal. They might do that there as well.
Yeah.
I know there's one
I
of
don't
those
know
down
nothing about it.
in Charlotte.
Anyway, ever since we started racing there, there's been a big change in that property between the first year we went there and now. Like from the towers, from the swimming stuff, from
Like
all
more
the
or
stuff
less.
going on, like built up more and higher quality. So, to my knowledge, and I don't know if I should admit this or not, but the high dive going into the lake, I think me and Dustin Simpson were like the first ones to jump off because that first year they had like caution tape. It wasn't there when I got there. Obviously, if there was caution tape, we wouldn't have went up there. But that thing was like a ladder, and the whole thing rocked. Like you touched it, and the whole thing swayed side to side. There was like broken boards you had to hop over, and then the ladder was like bouncing as you went, and then you had to jump like 4 feet from the end to clear the last little spot where there was a whole section missing.
So it was probably had been built for a while and deteriorated.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
was-
saying.
And was roped off so nobody died.
Or threw their shoulder out, landed in the water.
That did happen. That happened. I think the next year.
2017? That's when you were racing, wasn't it?
I forget now. But yeah, one of the times it was at dusk, so it was low light, and I couldn't tell where the water was. And so
10 years ago, dude. Holy shit.
landed, I don't know, I landed before or after I thought, but then my arm hit the water, dislocated, couldn't swim back with a dislocate. It was a fun time. But like not only that, but like the other tower, like the sporting clay, like the shooting stands, like those are all a lot nicer. The rope swing is nicer. The tower is rebuilt. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to revitalize that property, but I always wondered what else they do there throughout the year, like Boy Scout retreats or like you said, business trap and skeet and clay pigeons.
Give it a Google.
Oh.
Man, I miss the field sections we used to have down there. Those were badass.
You know, they quit riding that whole kind of side of the property, right? Was that after they had the big lime deal? Mm-hmm. They quit riding all that
Yeah, it
stuff
was-
after it ruined a bunch of people's bikes.
That was tough.
But I think that was all from the clays, the clay pigeons. I think they have a lot of lime in them.
Oh, really?
So all that was in the dirt, and it was wet that year. So then that just got all over everything.
Dude, that first year of Camp Coker where it just, the sky let out on the starting line, that was to date the most expensive race I've ever raced. I had to replace every bearing, every sprocket,
Oh,
the
yeah.
chain, fried clutches, like, tore my bike up in that one. But, like, there was none of the pitting and the stuff with the, like, all the anodized parts that got ruined the year with the lime. There wasn't any of that stuff then. But those field sections you were talking about over by where the duck houses are on that far pond, they used to have trails all going back and forth through there, and then you used to ride across the bridge to the little island with the tree.
Into the pits, the pro
Yeah,
pits.
yeah. And then they quit running that.
Well, the
too.
bridge
Well,
broke.
the bridge broke and bikes were like, people were almost eating shit trying to cross over into the, on the island.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember seeing like part of it underwater. I guess it
Yeah.
was broken.
Well,
I thought it
and
was
going one way, I don't remember which way it is, but there's a bad lip there. I think there's a video of maybe Thad just almost going over.
Almost getting one.
Yeah. I don't know what you did different here, but it sounds funky.
What
Change
sounds,
your ears.
What sounds funky?
I feel like
See if we can unfunk it.
I'm hearing myself more than normal.
Sound great.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's just me.
Maybe one of these knobs got twisted.
I don't know.
We run a low production program
And I
over
can
here.
barely hear you. Maybe that's
Well,
what
now I
it is.
just turn the headphones down because you're talking about hearing you too much.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Let me
It's
know
all good.
Let me know if it gets any better. But no, Camp Coker is cool. Obviously, that place is rooted in such deep history of people that race there at that Camp Coker track. That was the other thing too. The first year ran way more of the motocross track. And now
They
it's
did
kind of
that,
like,
yeah.
I think last year it didn't even touch it, or did it go around the outskirts?
Didn't
Or is
do
that
any
where
of
the
it.
start was?
Starts over there now.
Yeah, but then you leave and don't do any of the moto
Don't ever go
track.
back over there.
Dang.
I don't think they have any sort of event where they ride that at all anymore, right? But that used to be like a Loretta's qualifier back in the day, I think.
Yeah, it used to be legit.
Yeah, like I remember hearing about like Zach Osborne and Mookie and like everyone riding or racing at that place back in the day. When
what was it called? Was it called Camp Coker then also?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we got that for?
So, I never set the camera up on it. We were supposed to have 2 guests in the studio tonight.
Oh,
They bailed.
who was it?
We had another 2 chairs, and we had another.
I got to take Mr.
Maybe-
Howells to the airport in the morning. He's going to stay at the house.
Maybe their agent misspoke.
And he said, hey, we'll come sports page drink beer. And I was like, you guys want to go do a podcast? And they're like, yeah. And then I just called him right before we started. And he's like, oh, yeah, we're going to buddy's house.
Oh, well,
We'll be down to drink in 2 hours.
Who's the buddy?
Mr. Madison. Brother Madison.
I'm going to get him on the podcast one day.
He won't do it.
I know, but wishful thinking.
I asked him tonight.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Hell no.
How'd you present it? Did you ask him to come on tonight?
I said, he told me he had some parts up there for me from his Yamahas. And I said, I'd like to come up and get them. He said, well, I'm going to throw them away if you don't come get them. And I said, well, you could just come do the podcast tonight and you could just bring them with you. We can hang out. He said, what are we going to talk about? I said, I'd probably bring up any of the crazy shit you might have done, may or may not have in 2010 to 2020. He said, well, I'm absolutely not going to do that podcast then because I know exactly what's going to get said, and I'm not saying it.
Oh, shit. We'll see.
What do you mean what's going to get said and he's not saying?
I don't know. That's what he didn't say it, so I don't know.
About the whole big thing in general, or is he talking about something specific?
Good stories, dude.
I am so lost.
Dude. I have gone on a YouTube rabbit hole about this fella, and I'm intrigued.
Good guy.
Are we allowed to say who we're talking about even? Very private fella.
Yeah, I guess.
No, I don't know. I have no idea what we're talking about. I'm so lost.
Our buddy Madison Bumgarner.
Oh.
Yeah, he trying to get him on the show, but he knows that we'll start talking shit. He he did one story I will mention though. He said we were talking about somebody. He goes, he all right. He kind of mean mugs, and he doesn't seem like he's that. He met somebody, and he didn't think he was a super nice person. I said, dude, your nickname was Mad Bum, mean ass. He said, well, they like became because it's the first syllables of my name. I was like, yeah, but you're known for being just mean mugging people and like talking shit. And he's like, okay, fair, but whatever. But you're a great guy, good buddy.
So for those that don't know, I don't like keeping inside stuff around. So we're trying to hint around it. Craig's already said it. So now I'm gonna take the liberty. Who we're talking about is 3-time World Series champion, 1 or 2-time World Series MVP. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know any of the.
All that stuff. I mean, he did it. He's from North Carolina. Anyway, Madison Bumgarner, widely regarded.
Cy Young.
Maybe. I don't know what that is. I don't
What's
know
that
baseball.
mean?
But
That's like the highest pitching award you can have.
Yeah.
Like
So-
throughout the season.
he is widely regarded as one of the best relief pitchers in baseball postseason history. And, like, you know how long baseball is or how long it's been around. And so that in itself is cool. Now, my ties to Madison Bumgarner is I didn't know anything about him. I knew he was from North Carolina. Like, in high school, I remember hearing about him winning the World Series. Like, local boy from down the road won the World Series with the Giants. And so, like, I always knew who he was, but like I said, I wasn't a big baseball fan. Well, he came to a Mid-East race and was racing under a fake name. I didn't know he was racing under a fake name. And someone told me, hey, there's a 3-time World Series champion out there on that line. And I'm reading through the list, dude. I get to that row, and I can't wait to say it. And I go through all the names, and I never read Madison Bumgarner. And I still said, and somewhere out there on that line, I've been told there's a 3-time World Series. Did the whole spiel. Turned out he didn't want people to know that. I didn't know that. The person
Probably why he had a race under a fake name.
Well, so going on that, I don't think he cared that much, but it wouldn't be that hard to point out who it was because you'd probably look at the line and see, 5'10", 180, similar. Okay, there's 6'4", 260. Maybe that's the guy. So it probably wasn't too much of a secret when you were like looking at the people on the line.
In
I don't think he
head
cared
to
that
toe,
much.
brand new gear, brand new bike.
Maybe.
Chain gets loose on that bike, pulls out another brand new bike.
You were close, 6'4", 240.
But anyway, so after that, I found out that he was racing under a fake name for a reason. So I was like, that kind of sucks. But then at the next Mid-East race, I went over and introduced myself. I was like, dude, sorry to blow your cover. I just want to say what's up. I'm Tyler. And, kind of shook my hand reluctantly. After the fact, we ended up talking a bunch more. And, now, obviously, history goes. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, and this is going to make him not want to do the podcast even more. But after that whole thing, dude, I went down the YouTube rabbit hole about Madison Bumgarner, and if you are listening to this podcast, I encourage you to do so at some point because he is one of the most interesting people that I've ever learned about, and never said the word baseball in front of him. Don't intend to say the word baseball in front of him because I know he's moved on from that part of it. But this dude, during his career, like I said, widely regarded as one of the best ever at doing what he does. 4-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, World Series MVP in 2014, NLCS MVP in 2014, 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner. Dude's nuts. I think anyone that can accomplish stuff at that high level is just automatically interesting. Then you come to find out, first of all, if someone looked at him wrong, he would fight him. If someone got mad about one of his pitches, he would fight him. If someone said something to him like, hey, man, good job, he'd fight him. There's so many YouTube clips out there of him just getting in fights with people. There's news articles about am I saying too much here? You're starting
No,
to
you're
me.
fine. I texted him and said sorry.
I think you might listen to the program, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, interesting fellow. The whole rodeo thing. I don't want to expose to you got to keep in mind everything that I'm saying right now. I have read on Google, so it's not like I'm spilling anything that isn't out there. Just, but yeah, he likes his privacy. So if you do see a 6'4", 240 guy, just probably not him. Don't talk to him. But anyway, I think he's so interesting. I don't need to say it. Just Google it. But anyway,
Yeah,
it would be. I just want to talk to him, dude.
I've also seen all those videos, but you meet him in person, great guy, super nice,
yeah,
sweet guy.
that's the point. Anyway, I just think it's super interesting what he's been able to do, and now he rides dirt bikes. What do you say? Is he
He's
mad?
gonna beat my ass. He said.
No. Sorry, Madison. Tons of respect for you. Maybe one day we'll get the chance to talk to him about dirt bikes and dirt bikes only.
Probably not on here.
I didn't mean to go on that route. But, dude, super interesting fellow. Anyway, what's the show about again?
On the plains.
Apparently, JDay, ANEC guests, and AMA West Hair Scrambles this evening.
And plains. We got to talk about plains.
Yep. Only planes.
Only plains.
I got nothing to say about them.
Yeah, so I guess let's start with some results.
Dude, it is hot as balls in here.
I know, it was like 50-something degrees. I turned the heat on. I was just
why
sitting
did
here
you
thinking
do
about
that?
how hot it is.
You should go fix that, and we'll talk about results.
All right. What we got? Starting with the AMA West. Sorry, Madison Bumgarner. Love you.
Where was this at, Craig?
So we're looking at results for the Golden Shamrock Hair Scramble.
How clever. That was cool.
Yeah. I don't know where it was. It's probably right in front of me, but
Don't say
I thought it usually says right here, like where it's at. Taking the win, Mateo Oliveira, Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna Factory Racing, and it looks like start to finish 5-lap race. He won by. Dude, the laps are pretty dang close. Well, lap 4, he looks like he did pretty good. Pulled away, but lap time's pretty close. Number 2 will be Zane Roberts in the Beta USA.
No, homie, those aren't lap times. That's like end of the lap. Like, the first lap was a 34-minute. Second lap wasn't an hour and 9 minutes. And the third
So this
lap
is a
wasn't an
lapsed.
hour. Yeah, it's a lapse time.
So 2:19:31.
They were
Holy
close.
shit,
Yeah,
his
they were
lap was. So Zane Roberts, what are you doing over there?
trying to get some breeze.
Trying to get
up
some
in
breeze
here.
up in this bitch?
Yeah.
Then, what's this Pro AA? Dalton Shirey in the number 3 position. Showed him on a Cowie. I thought he was running Husqvarnas. And then
Lane Lorenzo.
Yeah, that was number 4 in Pro AA. And then Tyler, if you want to jump in, Leighton Smale. Good.
All in the Smale.
All in the
Pro
Smale.
250 winner.
Winning the Pro 250 on his Team Green Kawasaki. And Ryder Tomaselli in the number 2 position, 6th overall on the Husqvarna MX Trophies. I don't know why I thought he was on a factory Husqvarna. Husqvarna MX Trophies, CCM, DDC, 7 Scott Rod.
Obviously, results reading isn't our
I'm not
forte,
good at this
Craig.
shit. Hell no.
We can leave this.
Yeah,
part
Tyler,
of
you can
the
do
t-shirt.
the last.
He
You
does
can
a-
do
does
round
a
out the
lot-
podium in Pro 250.
a lot better than we just did.
Are we through Pro 250?
No, you're.
We're through Pro AA into Pro 250.
Oh, here we go. Jaden Donner's in the number 3 position on the RPM KTM. I know him. That's it.
So that's your top 4 in Pro AA and your top 3 in Pro 250. And they weren't up in the overalls this weekend. So
The Pro 250 guys.
Yeah, the Pro 1 boys held it down.
Mateo, reigning champ, getting it done once again. Zane Roberts, good fellow, on a beta, getting it done. Dalton Shirey. Yeah. What about our women's pro class? Let's check in.
Is
With
this
the
one not one of the
ladies.
series that Mason runs? Where's he at?
I don't think he does. I think he runs NGPC and works. Or was he a DNF? Was Meso out there? In our women's pro class, it was Ava Silvestri taking another win out there at the AMA West. Rachel Stout in the number 2 spot on a KTM, and rounding out the women's pro class podium, Catalina Springstraw getting it done on a beta. Let's go to our 4th. It was Mason.
Pro AA.
Did something happen?
Nope. Dude, look at Ivan Ramirez again.
What about Dante? Was Dante not racing?
Nope.
Doesn't look like it.
When we were first looking at results, I kind of thought about that. I wonder if they put Mateo on a different series too, so the Husqvarna, playing on Husqvarna, getting a double, like an overall win, and then KTM for the other series. Maybe he's not running like Works or NGPC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
kind of
each
like,
of them can get a overall win, maybe on Husqvarna and KTM.
or they might have the choice. Like over here, the guys get the choice of racing sprint enduros or national enduros for their second series.
Yeah.
So I think they all race NGPC and then pick another series after that. But I know Mason races Works and NGPC.
Yeah.
Does he do Hare and Hound?
I don't think so.
I don't know what the dynamics is of series out there.
So
I think what's his name's told us before.
Yeah, Mark Tilley.
Yeah. I think NGPC is the biggest one.
He's told us like how I want to know how it really works.
Well,
You know
I
what
don't. I
mean?
think
Like,
NGPC and Works are both 2-hour-long races for the like the pro race, but the
That's a 3-hour race there, 255, 56.
55, 56. But I think like maybe
This was a
AMA
what?
West and then the Hare and Hounds. What are you looking? What do you
Scroll
want?
up. Oh, what series is this?
AMA West Hare Scramble.
Hare Scramble.
So and then the whatchamacallit, Hare and Hounds are more like actual desert racing, like waypoint racing. So it's quite a bit different.
Hare and Hounds like mass start,
Like Baja style shit.
maybe 2 loops. And
yeah, it's like I thought it was like point to point. Like they start on a line and drop the hammer and
Yeah, I
then
think it
just
is.
It reminds me of
However you
MX
get
versus ATV Unleashed, where you're racing waypoint. You hit a waypoint, and all of a sudden the arrow points the absolute opposite direction.
yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. I also don't know. I've never read one.
Well, that is sort of kind of what almost happened out at the West Hare Scrambles. It's at least the results the best that we could do. We're going to continue to dig up results here, courtesy of Dimmer's Precision Grading, DPG, MX Compound. They're a grading company that has a motocross track in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. They do grading, land clearing, excavating, all sorts of good stuff. You can check them out, dimmersprecisiongrading.com. They help us dig up some results as we now look over here to the East Coast. The very first race to ever take place at the Club MX facility in South Carolina. It was a JDay GP happening over the weekend. If we could zoom in just a little bit on that. so we can check our results. Taking the overall win on the day was Canadian legend, the 51st State's own Tyler Medaglia, T-Dags, getting it done, going 2-1 to take the overall on the day. Joey Crown, what an impressive ride by him. He showed up, showed out, made the pass on Tyler Medaglia, I think 2 laps to go or 1 lap to go in the first moto. Last lap to take the moto win. Obviously, Yamaha's going 1-2. What else would you expect? But then they flip-flop for the second moto. Tyler Medaglia, who has represented Canada on the ISDE and the motocross designations team in the same year, and he's done them both multiple times. He goes out there and adds a JDay overall win to his storied career that he has already had. Joey Crown, who is a local to Club MX. He works there. I believe he does suspension. Might do some other stuff out there as well. Used to ride for the Club MX team when they first started, 2018 till 2021.
I thought he worked at south of the border for a while.
Maybe, but he's working at Club doing suspension. But because they talked about it on the Racer TV thing, and
yeah, I just watched it a minute ago. I think that. I went to his Instagram.
Was he the one that first year Club MX had a team that he just like straight lined the start and cleaned out everybody from the inside, like just didn't turn?
I'm not sure.
What start?
At a Supercross.
It's pretty sweet. It's a good way to get the whole shot, boys.
No, he didn't make the corner.
Well, good way to get on TV.
I didn't think. Are we having those other guests on here?
Yeah, in 20 minutes. Yeah. Do it 8 o'clock.
20 minutes. 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. We're going to be joined. I just remembered that. We're going to be joined by a couple. Who knows what's going to happen on this phone call? But we're going to be talking to Cody Groves and Matt Chamlin, both mechanics for XC1 racers, Josh Toth and Stuart Baylor Jr. from the Red Bear Rocky Mountain Factory Kawasaki Team Green team. So we'll talk to them in 20 minutes at 8 o'clock, hear what they have to say, catch up with the boys. But back to our results. Joey Crown in the number 2 spot, like we mentioned. Angus Reardon, who, also heard on the broadcast, may have done some off-road racing before. He ends up 3rd place overall on the day. Ben Kelly.
I was just say held it down for the GNCC boys.
Yeah.
Gus was
top finishing GNCC rider.
He was ripping. He had the fastest lap, like multiple, like quite a bit.
What happened? Bad starts?
He's on 250.
I don't think it was great starts.
Yeah,
and that Sam was pretty deep. So, I mean, he was hanging with everybody. Obviously, he was right up there. But I think at 450 was probably a little easier to ride than that deep sand shit anyway. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, so Gus holding it down for the GNCC boys. He's fast. He can go fast, especially wide open stuff like that. So cool to see him up there in the mix. Two-time GNCC XC1 champion Ben Kelly is in the number 4 spot, going 4-5 on the day. Rounding out the top 5 was Gus's teammate, the number 8 of Mike Wachowski, also on a Honda, going 6-6 for 5th overall. Jigs Fustini in 6th. Yeah, Mike 5th overall. Jigs Fustini in the number 6 spot. Brighton Carroll in 7th. Zach Osborne putting together a good run there in that first moto. And from the broadcast, Ryan Sipes said he talked to Zacho, said Zacho kind of bonked a little bit there in that first moto. But cool to see him out there ripping, obviously an ambassador now for those beta machines. But he goes 13-4 on the day, so solid finish in that second moto. I think from reading and seeing stuff, it looks like Zacho is going to be racing all of those. So be interesting to see how the rest of his year goes. Evan Smith in 9th, and then former GNCC XC1 champ Craig DeLong rounding out the top 10 fastest riders at this past weekend's JDay.
Somebody was talking with us last week. A lot of guys were saying they didn't think the guys who ride and train at Club MX could outrun GNCC boys at a JDay. Was that one of you guys here? Like, were we talking about that? Because someone told me they thought that they would see the extreme section and fold, and that was absolutely not even close to the case. And I'm glad I stuck to my guns on that because they looked just as good as anybody out there in the extreme section.
Well, there's only,
which wasn't
in the pro class. There was only one that outran off-road guys. Because I don't think Tyler Medaglia is a
he's not,
guy.
but
and Joey Crown doesn't train at Club MX.
But
he just works there.
but Max Voland rode 250A.
Yeah, why?
I don't have a good answer, and I took a picture of him getting hauled off by a four-wheeler, but he was in third overall, I'm pretty sure, whenever his bike blew up. He was going to win. In my opinion, it was,
Why did he run 258?
I don't have a good
I
answer.
thought that was weird.
I was told he wasn't even allowed to race, but he did race, and he, after like the second lap, was already way up there. I just think the argument that some people had thinking moto guys couldn't do an extreme section was ridiculous.
Well, from the video, the extreme section didn't look too gnarly. I mean, was it gnarlier in person?
No.
Yeah,
They were jumping
that
through
crazy.
it. And even at all these events, most of the time the extreme section, a decent B rider can go through it and be okay. So I would say a motocross and supercross guy would have zero issue ever. It's not that big of a deal.
Some of the original JDays had some gnarly extreme sections. But these didn't look that bad. And
if you're hitting some of the lines that some of the dudes were hitting,
I mean, they were
it
gnarly.
looked super scary.
Yeah.
And like Ryan Sipes, the video I think that Toth took of Sipes like jumping up and wheel tapping, wheeling over the logs and then over the log at the end. Yeah. That was pretty sick.
Yeah. Like I didn't go through it great. I was on a 93 CR. And
I saw you get some head shakes. Like knifed the front end bad a couple times.
I about died a couple times this weekend, but I had an enjoyable time. I did want to make the point that a lot of the guys were talking about in between Moto 1 and 2, during that deep sand stuff, the Moto guys they were able to stay a little more stiff because their suspension's so stiff, and the GNCC guys were saying they were hitting it as hard as they could, but it was just their stuff's so much softer. So I don't think anybody brought any sort of like moto suspension to it.
Well, and it was mainly a moto track, right?
It was 100% moto track. There was no off-road in it at all, other than
98%.
98. Other than the the hard enduro, which soft suspension or stiff, you would have went through it the exact same. It wasn't big enough to matter.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, you bring up guys like moto guys talking about beating GNCC guys at a JDay. This was the most moto JDay that I've ever seen. I don't know if it's the most moto JDay there's ever been, but they literally just linked together two motocross tracks and put an extreme section. But, I mean, I know that they've cleared a lot of woods out there and they're building houses and cabins and shops everywhere. But last year, the KTM group was training out there, and they built a bunch of trails. And I know Strang has been involved in developing some trails and stuff there. Was there just no woods around, or are those trails that were developed since been plowed?
I think the logistics from getting to the motocross track, which was the most, friendly to spectate, and getting to that section just didn't make sense.
Because where are the woods down there? Is that
I don't
other
know,
side of the
but
property?
I'm assuming. So I didn't ask many questions. I believe that's the way it went.
Have you ever been down there?
Yeah.
I will say that was the coolest racing I've ever seen in my life. 100%. Watching all those guys, we were watching halfway through the motocross. There's a kind of a triple step down, and watching 30 guys hit it 3 wide. It was pretty sweet. And actually, second motos when I was watching it, and Jigs Fustini got the whole shot. So he comes around, and then everybody's just on his ass, and it was just a pretty cool experience. It felt like a pro national. I was just telling actually Brandon Denver was right beside me when we were watching right off the start, and I said I think this is the coolest moment watching motorcycles of my life. Even first 2 laps watching those guys in the sand section, it was just gnarly, like stuff that guys like me were riding through and didn't even think about jumping or doing whatever. These guys were 3 wide scrubbing, like cross jumping each other. People were wrecking. It was just gnarly. So if you were down there in person, it was a treat. 100%. It was so cool. And obviously, looking at what you're looking at, the moto results here, top 20, they're the fast guys, and they were all wheel to wheel. Cole Johnson, buddy of ours, got second in Open A. They weren't that crazy far off. Everyone was pretty tight.
He was showing up in the top 10 on the first couple laps.
He ate
Brody?
Shit. Cole ate shit in the extreme section, jumping. He went the section he took. He caught the front wheel and just ate it.
Kind of like
Dawson Nixon.
Yeah,
that was a good one
nasty.
too. And did you see the boy wrecking on Toth's video?
Yeah, going.
That was our buddy Dawson Nixon.
I saw another angle of that from right next to it.
You want to hear something crazier? I'm gonna shoot myself trying to Travis Austin.
Yeah.
His boys. It wasn't Ellis, who's the younger one.
Peyton.
The pro line of after the culvert jump. It's the culvert over the log, the last one.
Yeah.
He hit it, and he caught front wheel. He tried to jump.
That's the one Thad posted today and said it made him pucker every lap.
Yeah.
That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the 65 hit it.
Oh, shit.
And he ate shit, and he came out with a broken helmet, and they put a new helmet on him, and he was back out there the next moto ripping for the 65s. But it was crazy.
It looked fun.
Them Austin boys are built different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of your motos, and then I watched both pro motos, and yeah, it was. I mean, it was entertaining to watch.
It was different, and I had this conversation with a couple different people. It's a JDay. It's kind of supposed to have off road, and I think they did the best that they could with what they had. And like I said, in my opinion, it was a very fun track. It was enjoyable. Like for what I was riding, I didn't want to ride too much in the woods. I also didn't want to have to hit huge jumps. Nothing was that big. Hit pretty much everything except the bottom tabletop. It was a lot of fun.
Was that the day you had no front brake caliper?
That was Saturday. I was sweeping the full gas on Saturday, and the front brake kept sticking, and I wrecked on the moto track. Up the face of a jump, it slid out, and I wrecked. So I just took the whole caliper and took everything off my bar, and I rode the rest of the day without front brake system. Wasn't that bad. We're just kind of cruising around. But I think, like, even our buddies, who not all of us like moto, but it was fun. It was a safe track. It was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Sweet.
It looked like it got rough, too.
Rougher, yeah. We called an ex-girlfriend so rough.
Stoke Media Group, AG, putting on the Racer TV stream. Cool to be able to watch that. I hope it continues to catch on and grow. Obviously, JDay taking this big risk. We talked about it before the season, like taking that out of New England, going up and down the East Coast. I know they've raced in Florida and stuff before, but now making a whole East Coast series out of it. Obviously, like looking at the turnouts, trying to get that thing to grow and see it continue to grow. Because, like you mentioned, just the fun that was had there seems like a really fun race series and a cool race series. I really wanted to get down there. Unfortunately, didn't have time to do anything. But yeah, tried to catch up best I could on the motos. But looked like a good time. I know it's a cool property to be at too.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know the logistics of getting to the woods. But I think it was like, I don't know how many lap motos it was. 8 lap motos for the pros.
Yeah, they were only running like 4.5 minute lap times.
Right behind the extreme section was kind of like a little anthill that came down. You kind of see them turn to the type right. Mm-hmm. Joey Crown.
Is that the one that went like 3/4 of the way around? Like it went up it and like spiraled down the back of it almost?
Yeah, you little log, you come up the top, then you spiral down, yeah.
That triple out of there was huge.
Dude. It was like to the moon. Mm-hmm. Joey Crown. There was a guy in a Cowie. Who was it? Kyle Murdaugh. Yeah. He was hitting it too. Kyle was doing real good first lap. He was actually way up top 3 probably. And don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's who it was. But there was 3 guys jumping and they got into it and wrecked. But Kyle was fast. And then I think him and Joey were the ones hitting it big.
And then they had open practice Saturday, right?
Yeah.
On the JDay track?
I think just the moto track. I don't think anyone rode the – well, I don't know how to answer that because I don't know why Ryan would have had the video of him.
Maybe just previewing it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I know they rode the moto track, I was told, but I don't know if they rode the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But it was a cool experience. First JDay. Always wanted to go to the one. Would like to go to a couple more, but I'd like to go to Maryland, go to Budds Creek.
I wonder how much woods. I wonder how much woods they'll have there too.
They have woods there because they have a tour there also, and they have quite a bit of woods
at Budds Creek.
Yep.
Is there much woods at the next one at CGI?
I don't know. I don't know anything about CGI. I don't think I've ever heard of it until.
It might be a motocross / free ride 120-foot booter track.
I don't know. I love it. It's good shit.
Y'all know nothing about that CGI place either.
It's way down there, too. It's way down in South
by Georgia. Savannah.
It's way down there.
I know I put 4.5 gallons of fuel through a CR250 this weekend.
That's a lot.
I put 3 gallons at Saturday sweeping the full gas. The thing drinks it.
It just means you was on the pipe.
I don't know if I'd call it that.
I thought you flew down there. Did you fly with the
Dude,
bike?
no. Hell no. I woke up Friday morning to go down there and help the Full Gas guys put the track together.
Yeah.
I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, go to the airport.
This
only
is
planes.
our plane talk.
This is our plane talk.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about, because it was Thursday, it was like 80 degrees here. It was warm. And I get over, I didn't even think about, walked outside, it was 32 degrees or some shit. And I was annoyed. I was like, man, it's so cold. It's going to suck. Plane's going to take forever to start. Covered in frost.
Oh.
And I didn't have enough alcohol to wipe down the wings, or I had no way to defrost it. So at 7 o'clock, by the time I threw in the towel getting the plane ready, I just drove down there. And I rode the track Friday on one of Randy's YZ450s, and then went back down. I came home, and then Saturday morning drove back down with my bike.
No, why don't you just use boiling water?
It's pretty big wings. I don't know if you know how big it's a small plane, smallest one you can get in, but by God, I don't have a pot big enough.
Why don't you put it in the microwave for a couple minutes?
Yeah. That's what you do with your cell phone whenever your battery dies.
Yeah, charge it up.
Charge it up.
No way.
Yeah, you can only do it for like 30 seconds, so.
What?
If you put it in for 30 seconds, it charges the battery.
Are you serious?
Look on TikTok. They'll show you.
I don't believe that shit. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
No way.
Dude, you never heard that shit?
No.
This is just like whenever you're looking for the guys outside looking for the locators, walking out with a metal rod, walk over a pipe and it turns.
Yeah.
I never believed that either.
Oh, I've seen that shit work.
I've had to do it.
You take two
Sucks.
things and you just hold it like this and they cross.
Yeah, that's how you find
There's a name for it.
locating.
No, there's a specific name for doing that. It's like wanding or.
That's a hell of a. You got Cody Groves' number in this rig?
I don't know.
Here, I got it. Hold
Might
on.
have to put it in. Yeah. Should be in there. You want to dial that in. Also, good time to let you guys know that we are also presented to you in part by Zach Tussle at Raymond James Financial. Zach is a racer and a financial advisor that helps you win when it comes to retirement and financial planning. Zach is a good friend of the program. He manages a lot of money for a lot of the racers that are doing this for a living. So if you want to save for the future, get a hold of Zach Tussle. Help you time your market, save. You can't time the market, you know what I mean? But help you save money, reinvest that money, have your money making money rather than sitting in a bank account somewhere not doing anything for you. So hit up Zach Tussle, TussleInvestments.com, or find him on the socials. Let him know you listen to OTP. Get a free consultation, exactly how he can help you. Once again, you don't have to be rich. You don't have to have a ton of money to get started in financial investing. You can just take a little bit adds up over time, and Zach Tussle can help you out and do that.
That'd be interesting. That YouTube comment?
Oh, so someone commented, Austin Hurst. Not sure if Austin is the one that messaged me about this not long ago, but Austin Hurst says, rumors in West Virginia starting to hear from multiple people about GNCC going back to Blackwater.
That'd be cool.
Someone messaged me the other day and said he was talking to a big truck driver somewhere in West Virginia, and that guy was saying that they're doing a Blackwater, and I was like, that's a hell of a source to get information.
I bet they don't
from.
take any Husky 450s down there or 4-strokes
Why?
because they won't finish the dry races. They ain't going to finish Blackwater.
You'll have that on them big jobs, I reckon.
Rumor has it the whole team's going to be on 2-strokes.
Did you get them on there?
He said 5 minutes.
We ain't got 5 minutes.
When's the movie come out?
I don't know.
You know, the one they filmed
The
all last
Blackwater
year
movie?
and made
Yeah.
a big to do about it?
Maybe if they're going back to Blackwater, they're waiting until the movie comes out to announce it all at the same time.
That'd be sick.
Because they did that big thing in Davis, West Virginia last year
Snowshoe.
after Snowshoe. And it was kind of cool to see the history and stuff throughout the town and like the old headlines and like number plates and gear and like how important that race was and Davis, West Virginia to the sport that we now know as GNCC.
You know, thinking about that now, what bike would you take? Like, you know you're going to destroy it. Whatever bike you take up there.
Why?
If you're riding Blackwater,
Yeah, but they ain't gonna damn send
Well, if
everybody
they-
through rivers and shit no more.
Well, if they do a Blackwater, a real one.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say, for argument's sake, they
One,
do.
because they can't, because of EPA. EPA.
Plus, you won't be towing people out all morning.
Yeah.
Be a man, push it out. Like Blackwater.
Might have to take an XR 400.
wonder
Them are
if-
hard to push. Maybe a KDX.
I wonder if that was true. I wonder if it's more of like a venue to do a GNCC somewhere in or around Davis. I would highly doubt like any type of water like or any type of race like the Blackwater 100 would come back around,
Well-
given the state of the things in the world right now.
How many sections were that deep? Well, it was just that one deep water crossing, right?
That's what I was about to say. I wonder how many. I mean, other than water crossings, how difficult is it? Because, I mean, I bet it's just like any West Virginia race, just plus 4 foot of water
You also
at
gotta-
some spots.
Like, think about some of the spots at Snowshoe, some of the spots at Ironman when it gets bad, some of the spots at all these places when they get bad. Like,
They didn't have gummy
technology.
tires and shit back in.
Yeah,
so, I mean, you gotta be a man.
technology has come a long way since then. So even I don't want to take anything away from anyone that did Blackwater and won Blackwater and did all that, but I feel like
It was 50 years ago.
I don't know if it'd be the same challenge with today's riders on today's equipment
Yeah,
with
they-
how much they train, with how much they ride, with the conditions like that.
But
I want a man to show up hammered drunk. Bandana, win that thing.
it wouldn't be like the layout that they had before. It, like you said, be at a property in the area, you know.
Modern day hard
no,
enduro.
You never know. Be sick. I'd go.
Yeah, I'd go check it
You
out.
talking about like Ironman? That year we raced up there in the mud in the rivers. Those got deep enough you had to push your stuff across.
Dude, 21.
Was that when it was 21?
Yeah, that was the Stu and Ben
Yeah.
showdown,
I had to clean that semi.
and Becca
That's
Sheets
some
and
shit.
Rachel Archer. Oh yeah, we ate sandwiches on BK's.
On
Block.
BK's bike. Hammered drunk, dude.
Was that there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was like in the heat of the debacle. I was public enemy number one.
That's when you were hacking in radios.
Yeah, that's whenever I set the semi up and I had to play banjo music so I could get the rednecks back on our side. Because everyone else was playing stupid, like techno music was coming from like every other team. Like you'd walk by and people have dumb songs on. And I was like, hell no, dude, we wouldn't put some damn Hank on. Had some fucking ding 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 songs on.
The
A
stuff,
little bit of bluegrass.
the stuff you hear and you got, paddle faster.
Oh yeah. Sending it off, boy. FaceTime and Cody Groves, Mr. Suzuki Kawasaki himself.
Be interesting to see. So the boys obviously were getting a couple of the Rocky Mountain Red Bear Kawasaki mechanics on the phone. They're going to be heading west here shortly to Oklahoma City, along with myself for National Enduro. Haven't seen much about that property. Just been getting texts and stuff about how dry and hard packed that is going to be. So it'll be interesting to see Oklahoma on how it ends up shaping up. He can't see.
No.
But yeah, speaking of Oklahoma City, speaking of
Put your phone sideways.
heading west to National
There we go.
Enduro, we are now joined by a poorly lit Cody Groves in a truck right now. Don't know where he's at, but welcome to the program,
The lighting might not be good, but I bet he's lit.
factory mechanic Cody Groves, dude. What's up?
I can go move under the street light at the Walmart.
Where are you at?
His house.
I'm at Walmart. I was supposed to meet the boys at the pump track. We're all pump tracking.
At night?
Supposedly.
Oh, so this is pre-pump. You're just sitting in the car waiting on everybody to show up.
I am.
Hell yeah. Where's Mr. Matthew at?
Mr. Matthew is in Nick's truck, and I forgot my wallet, so I had to spin around, and I'm all jacked up. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew right now. I've had 3 energy drinks today, getting ready for Oklahoma.
Yeah, the heart's ready.
Hell yeah. See,
Heart's dialed in.
hey, man, speaking of being amped up and hopped up, so perfect time that you're joining us here because we are just a week and a half removed, not even a week and a half removed from you getting your first XC1 and overall victory as a factory mechanic, getting it done down there at Talladega in the mud, getting that thing mud prepped. It made it to the finish, and it finished 3.5 minutes in front of second place, dude. Walk me through last weekend at Talladega, and how stoked were you at the finish line to get that first win and stand up there on that podium?
Well, I was pretty stoked. I got off the track, and the only thing I want to know was well, he actually yelled at me on the last lap. He goes, Siege, my clutch is gone, my clutch is gone. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. You're 3 miles from the finish. Go, go, go. At this time, Grant was still on his. Well, he was 45 seconds down at that point. But I was like, dude, go. You got a gap. Just go. Just finish. And I didn't go back to my spot because everyone's like, oh, we're gonna meet at the finish. And I was like, man, I've got a bad feeling about this. I shouldn't go to the finish. So I went and sat like a mile before the finish, like kind of right where Grant's bike broke down, but like where they come back out of the woods before the finish. And man, it took a lot longer on that last lap to get from that point to the other point. He had got stuck for like a minute, I guess, somewhere between the 8 and the 11. And dude, it was honestly, I was kind of just relieved. I was relieved he finished, to be honest. I mean, shit, I probably put in about 50% less effort on the mud prep compared to Big Buck, mainly just because Big Buck, I was super worried about him sucking water, which obviously he sucked a lot of water. Because I don't know if you guys heard his bike at the finish at Big Buck. It was barely running, and
rough.
I don't know if you guys saw how muddy I was at Big Buck, but I was covered head to toe because he decided to stop in one of the deepest water holes on the entire track. And he wanted to stop and tell me that his bike was not running, not gonna make it. And I'm like, dude, you're a mile from the finish, just go. But he stopped right in the deepest mud hole. So I'm like, you better go. So he's going, and I'm getting sprayed with mud. But like after that, after I saw like how much of the mud prep that I did actually did anything, I was like, dude, half of this stuff is just added weight. So this weekend, I just put his elephant ears on and I taped the airbox and I didn't even put grip tape on the bike. I didn't put grip tape. I had some like stoppers for him to put his legs on. Dude, he doesn't ever say nothing about any of that stuff. I'm like, do you want grip tape? And then he's like, sure. And then if I don't put it on there, he doesn't say anything. So it's like, does the guy even care? I mean, I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, does this, like, am I going to do this? And then he's like, well, do whatever you think. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what I would do. I would go out and I'd ride 2 miles and I'd take it back to the truck and I'd start drinking beer is what I would do. So I don't know what to do. So I've been not struggling with that, but like trying to make the right decisions because Knucklehead's not there all day. I mean, he don't show up until it's time to ride. I mean, we call him Floyd Mayweather because you know he's coming. You don't know when, but you better be ready because he's ready to fight. So, yeah, that whole day, man, I knew he was gonna win. I knew he was gonna win on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day. Yeah, Wednesday. Man. There's some days that I just look at Stewie and I go, man, you're lucky I'm not riding. I'd have your butt today, dude. I'll work you, but and I will sometimes. but those days where you're like, oh man, I really don't want a piece of that, dude. There's the days that you're like, wow. And then when he rode his race bike on Thursday before we left for the race, I was like, holy smokes, dude. Like he is whatever he's got going on. I don't know if he was mad about the alligators in the swamps at Florida eating him and getting his abdullah oblongata all messed up, or I don't know what happened, but after Florida, he was so mad and so determined. Like, I knew he was going to win that race, whether it was muddy or not. And also I biked the track with him, and biking the track with him, I was like, dude, this is a new. Obviously, it's only the second time being ran, and the first time it being ran that direction. And I'm just like riding, and he's like, you know, up in some bushes, and he's like, yeah, that's gonna be my line tomorrow. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't even think of that. And after he's like getting followed by DeLong and Kelly and all the guys are like following him, and they're just like trying to see where his bush lines are gonna be, and they were on the track. It's just, I mean, if you ride around them woods, the track's pretty briared up and bushy. He just plows right through it. That's why I had to put the bark busters on. Sorry, I just talked for a long time. My bad.
You been drinking?
Dr. Pepper.
All jacked up on Mountain Dew.
No, man, that's what we called to hear about. We're trying to get the real details, the real deal of what happened out there at Talladega. But we talked with Stu. He was on the show before the season and kind of talked about you becoming his mechanic. So just from your perspective, one, how did that whole thing come together? How did you end up as Stu Baylor's mechanic in what could be his last year racing? We don't know. He goes back and forth. I don't think he knows, but could be. In the dwindling years, you're wrenching for Stu Baylor. How did that come about? And round 3, getting up there to hold the bike in the center of the podium, taking the first win as a mechanic. Do you think that came just when you expected it, or do you think it came a little bit later, or were you expecting to kind of grind it out a little bit before getting that first win?
Well, if you'd asked me going into Sumter, after Sumter, how Sumter went, I may have told you that I was building a horrible machine and I didn't know what I was doing, because he decided to bounce off every single tree at Sumter. So funny story. So whenever he took off on his bike for the first time to go, like the photo shoot, you were there, T-Shep. He rode his bike down the road at Sumter, and I hadn't rode it. He hadn't rode it. We were supposed to go ride that day and like break it in, and he's gone for like 15 minutes. And I thought he was just running it down the road and running back, and I'm biting my nails, and apparently got pulled over by DNR, and he wasn't supposed to be out there. And I was like, that had me, pooping my pants a little bit, and then having the day we had where we won the first test, and then he started to he got like some seconds and then thirds, and then he started coming back, and half of his bike's ripped off, and then I think he I don't know what he did to himself, but he was a little dazed, and he's like, man, I can't run these bark busters anymore. And I'm like, this is between the 4th and 5th test. And I'm like, all right, well, I got flags. I'm taking them off. I don't know what you're doing. So if they're bouncing you off trees and you're hitting trees because of your bark busters, well, I'm going to eliminate that. So I took the bark busters off, and he's running the flags. And then that test, he comes back, and his foot peg's like bent, like completely backwards. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing? But if you'd asked me after that I thought we were going to win that early, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to do it. I mean, to be honest, I keep my stuff together, but I don't use my motorcycle as a bulldozer. And how I actually, I thought we could do it. We put a lot of work in the off season, just doing little things to make us work good. And there was actually, Stu won that race, in my opinion, on goggles. By getting the start, I actually made a decision on the morning of the race to switch our, to switch some stuff up on our start map. And I actually took the bike out in the field and practice starts, and I had to tell him, dude, just don't even just barely pull the throttle cable tight, and this thing will start the best it'll start. And it ended up working out good. He got like a good start, but he won that race on goggles. And there, I don't know if it was lap between 3 and 4. Him and Grant were right on each other's butts going through the finish, and I was standing there right after the finish, and we had been practicing goggle swaps at the sand track because he was having goggles fogging up issues, and he didn't even stop. Like, I had my hand out with the goggles, and he drove right through me. I smacked him in the face and pulled the goggles over the thing, and he didn't even slow down, didn't lose any spots, where Grant was like getting on his butt, losing 15 seconds because he was getting goggles, then getting on his butt, then losing goggles, and he was doing the yo-yo effect all day, and I think Stu won that race on goggles, to be honest, and that was that. Some of them goggle swaps we had, dude, were just because they were fast, and Grant was on our ass, and we were able to do it fast, and that was kind of what won us the race. But as far as how I got the job, I told Stu I didn't want to work for him.
There's not many people that do.
I mean, so I was working for a kid that raced Super Mini or raced YXE2 last year. His name was Hayden Dupuy. And I got the job I actually got fired. Stu fired me 2 years ago. Cause I just ran into some money problems, and I just made an excuse to not show up to a race, and he had a guy for me filling in, and I didn't know he was filling in, and it was all big. It was a lack of communication is what happened, but pretty much I ended up just having to leave because I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So I got a job with this kid, and I spent the whole last year working for him, and he went full moto after Tennessee. He broke his femur at Tennessee, and I went full moto, man, and the year prior I had been working for Caleb Wood, and not working for him, but like why I was going to the races was just to go help Caleb and support him in the morning races. And I was like, man, as soon as we went full moto, I was like, man, I like racing moto, but if I'm a mechanic, like being a moto mechanic, no offense to the moto guys, dude, racing your dirt bike around a track is sick. It's sick. You go throw whips, you go do all this stuff, or you can sit in the mechanic, and then but the other end of that is, and I never understood this from my father, because my dad would go and ride his bicycle in between every moto. He'd be gone as soon as my bike was ready. He'd be gone, and then he'd show up right before the moto's about to start. Dude, it's so boring going to every little amateur race and not riding, and even when you are riding, it's when you're racing and you're trying to work and race at an amateur national or an amateur motocross event, it's really hard. And I kind of got bored during the week, and I honestly was like, man, I can't do this. And I wanted to do it for a year. I did it for a year because Stu told me that I couldn't commit to anything, and I was like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And I told him this at Florida. I was like, dude, I stayed working for them for a year because I needed to prove a point. Like, I was trying to prove a point. I mean, other than my kitchen care job, I never kept a job for more than 6 months, or not, like 6 to 8 months. And I had to prove a point. And yeah, I actually was like, the whole idea with my old job was to be a racer and a mechanic, and I had the freedom to go race nationals and stuff. And I broke my collarbone at an arena cross, and I hadn't rode the bike just because I was super busy going back and forth between races. And man, I was like, man, if I'm gonna race, I need to race, and if I'm gonna work, I need to work. And I knew that Stu had no idea what he was gonna do for mechanics, because I knew that everyone that he had was kind of going away or doing their own thing or whatever they all had going on, and they all moved on to different opportunities, and I was like, Stu, I know you're looking for a mechanic. I came fresh out of surgery, and I go, I'm looking at my dad in the car, and I go, I'm about to call someone. And he's like, who you gonna call? So I call up Nick DeFeo. I call Nick. I go, hey, I'm all looped out. I'm like, hey Nick, you gonna win? And he's like, what? And I'm like, are you gonna win? Are we winning this year? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, if you say you're gonna win, I'm gonna call Stu and I'm gonna be your mechanic. And he's like, I'm gonna win. And I'm like, are you sure? You don't sound like you're ready to win. And eventually I was like, all right. Well, then I called Stu immediately after, and I guess Stu was with him. And I'm like, hey, Stu, I'm gonna be Nick's mechanic. That all right with you? And he's like, it's between you and another guy. And I'm like, okay, whatever, just let me know. And then, of course, I didn't hear from Stu for 3 weeks. And I call him, I go, hey, am I going to be Nick DeFeo's mechanic or not? Because I got to figure out what I'm doing. And he's like, nah, we picked the other guy. And I'm like, all right. He's like, I need a mechanic. And I'm like, Stu, I'm not working for you. I can't work for you, dude. You're hard. I mean, if you can't find anybody else, you let me know. He's like, oh, we got a couple guys to go through. And I'm like, all right, well, you go through them. And if you can't get nobody, you call me. And I won't say who he was going after, but he was throwing some lines out. Like, he was desperate, dude. He was calling his ex-competition. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I was like, man, I called him. I said, what's going on? He's like, I don't know. You got to talk to Jade. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I was going home for Christmas, and Jade calls me, and she goes, hey, my stubborn husband said either you're going to be his mechanic or he's going to be his mechanic. And I said, well, we can't have that. And she's like, well, what do you want to do about it? And I'm like, well, I don't know. You guys going to pay me? And she's like, yeah, we're going to pay you. And I was like, all right, well, how much? And I was like, she told me a number more than what I was making. And I drove right up there, and I drove up to the Shoals from Florida, and I started wrenching on his bike. Didn't even sign anything. Told him I wasn't going to work on anyone's bike other than Stu's, and there I was working on Josh Toth's practice bike. And I changed my first bib. You can ask Josh Toth about that. That was embarrassing. But yeah, that's how I got the job. That's how I got the job. Sorry, I make things really long. I just did that again.
That's one thing that you and Stu both have in common. Just set
yeah.
you up and let you go. But I didn't see you changing the first bib. I did see you changing a bib and losing clothes in the process at Big Buck. So I can only imagine how the first one went. But yeah, it's cool to see that story and how it all came to be. Tom, what'd you have?
Oh, I was just going to tell you this was maybe 10 minutes ago.
Okay. You can interrupt me. I'm perfectly interruptible.
But when
I'm not like Stu. You can interrupt me.
When you was talking about Sumter, I wanted to let you know that's not Stu. That's not your fault. That's just Sumter. That happens every year. If you ever go back and look at pictures of Grant down there, he comes back with radiators blown off, all kinds of shit. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, Sumter.
or even Josh this year. So, pretty rough deal.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I mean, Big Stu came in the shop and he said, "You just be better. Make sure your bike's a bulldozer." And
He was serious.
I took him literally, but I mean, he's still. I mean, he didn't really break anything on the bike. But he bend his foot peg back, and he had himself all messed up. But I thought wasn't that bad as far as the bike goes, but his body hit some stuff, that's for sure.
Have you learned what tricks have you learned on changing bibs?
It's a lot easier with your shirt off. But no, the hardest thing is just the double rim lock thing for me, to be honest. And whenever I took my shirt off at Big Buck, I don't know why, and somebody might come back and tell me you're an idiot, like, but I don't understand why they were changing tires on Saturday, and they put the Rabaconda away, and the Rabaconda didn't have its arm. We were missing the arm for the Rabaconda, but so we
That's
had
the whole point of that Rabaconda. That's just a
yeah,
tire stand.
So I can do one without the Rabaconda, and that's how I'm used to doing it, being a moto guy. And so, but the Rabaconda got put back together in the morning. They took it apart and put it back together, and whoever put it back together didn't tighten up the center bolt thing very much. And I'm sitting there wrestling it, and I'm just getting it wrapped up in the spokes, and I was freaking out because Stu didn't tell me what tire he wanted till about an hour before. And but the trick with it is just going slow, and I have to tighten up the second rim lock all the way to the rim, and then pull it over, and then loosen it up and pop it back in, because we run the double rim lock on the rear. But I got those down pretty good now. I mean, last week I stuffed a 15-inch soft chunk in his rear tire, and like, I mean, it was like it was really hard to just get the bib in, but I mean, I didn't have any issue putting the tire on after. It was pretty easy. It's just changing the tire and making sure you don't break the bead. It's pretty easy.
When it starts to bead, pop your bead down and take little 10mm wrenches and put like 10 of them around there in the bead, and it'll hold it down, and it all just slides on.
You think I got 10
Yeah,
wrenches?
Well, they don't have to.
You can use a 3/8 and a 5/16, maybe a 9.
Yeah. 8 mils, 9 mils, 12 mils, anything that'll fit between the rim and the bead of the tire.
Nah, you just gotta make sure your shirt's off and then just wrestle that thing in there a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
I
that
got
alligator.
it now. It's nice and smooth now. You guys should just come and watch me do it. I'll give you a tutorial.
True
at
or
Camp
false?
Coker.
You actually got in legit trouble from sponsors for working under a factory tent with a shirt off.
So Kawasaki every week, because So last year, Kawasaki made the mistake of stacking up a pile of things that they didn't like, and then they stacked it all up and then gave it to us at the end of the year. And they gave it to us when I was in California, and I looked at Ryan and I said, dude, this doesn't have to be this bad. Like, this is gnarly. Like, you guys should just like look at us and say, hey, that's not right. Like, you're already there. Just say, hey, can we like change this right now? Like, can we maybe pick these tires up that are behind the rig or something? Like, it's easy. So now they do every week where they if there's something that they don't like, they bring it up, and they had nothing to bring up except for Stu, make sure your mechanics keep your shirts on on Saturday, because especially when there's cameramen around. And, we had it all as a joke. And then whenever we had whenever Stu ripped his radiator off at freaking Florida, I had my shirt on and I had my like cord all wrapped up around me. And we're in a fire drill, and I'm freaking out. I didn't realize the other guys had all the tools already laid out, and I'm trying to find my toolbox, and they moved it on me, because who knows why they moved it on me. But I'm like freaking out. I'm trying to get the radio off me, and I'm like, screw it. I just ripped my shirt off, and they all go, Siege, you can't have your shirt off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, crap. And then I wore my shirt backwards for like 15 minutes because I just threw it on whatever way and tried to get that radiator swapped out. Yeah, so now I have coveralls. That way, if I take my shirt off, I'm probably naked. So
Cody, I
we
can't
got
express this
patches
enough.
and coveralls for me now.
I can't express it enough that the first time I ever seen you at all was in LCQ. You won an LCQ in Arena Cross. You're on a Suzuki. You're yelling into the camera, talk about partying afterwards, like, hey, we're here to win. This conversation we're having right now is very similar to what you screaming to the Arena Cross chick, and I love it. It never changes. And
Oh, yeah.
I love it. It's same. The next time I meet you, the first time I actually meet you, Big Buck, around a fire, absolutely tore down. I have people in the back of my XL 125. We wrecked into the side of a camper. I'm pretty sure you're standing right there. Pretty rough night. I'm glad to see that the wheels are still slightly off of the tracks, but still going forward.
Oh, they're never going back. They'll never be back.
Hey, since I brought that up, you the first time I ever seen you was an Arena Cross podium. Well, I guess it was Arena Cross LCQ win. How long did you race Arena Cross for? A little bit of your pro background, and kind of, do you have any plans going forward to still try to race a little bit?
Loretta's?
I beat Nick DeFeo this weekend. Just gonna leave that line there. I won't tell you how or why or anything, but I beat Nick DeFeo this weekend.
I thought you were a flagger.
I saw the clips of that. It looks like you had to run him back down there.
I beat him. He talked smack after the first moto, and I laid the smackdown on him in the Moto 2. He didn't know about Moto 2. He forgot about that one.
GNCC boys
So
only
my
race
arm pump-
once a day.
I got my arm pump going, and I went and whooped him in the second moto. He'll have excuses and probably try to beat me up over this, but that's okay. But no, so I raced amateurs like religiously until I was 17, and when I was 17, me and my dad and my family kind of had a falling out, and I had to go get a job. And I started doing well, actually, I got a long story about it, but pretty much I went and got my Supercross points, and then after I got my Supercross points, my family got in an argument, and it pretty much boiled down to me not doing what they thought I was partying, which at that time I wasn't, but after I got they kind of stopped helping me, and eventually I got kicked out. It's okay. I got kicked out.
I've seen you do some partying.
And then after that, I learned how to party. I got kicked out, and I learned how to party. Me and my buddy Hayden Hefner, we went to California, and I got my Supercross points, and then COVID hit. And then after COVID hit, I got a job working HVAC, and I learned quickly that $12 an hour doesn't do much in the dirt bike world.
Nope.
So I was living off Suzuki contingency and $300 a week. And I was trying to race nationals in 2020, but because of COVID and stuff, it didn't work out. And then 2020, at the end of 2020, I ended up having to buy my own bike because me and my dad eventually told me that I couldn't ride his bikes anymore. And I turned 18. I got my own apartment. I bought my own bike, and then I just got hurt. I broke my collarbone, broke my wrist, and then at the time I was living kind of at home, kind of not at home. I was in Delaware at Snake Creek. It was a track that me and Cody Schock and Justin Rodbell and Max Sanford, a lot of pros actually. Tyler Stepik, we all grew up riding there, and they had opened back up. They had been shut down for a while, and the guy that bought it actually asked me if I needed a motorcycle, And I was like, yeah, I can't ride this KX250 anymore. I'm 180 pounds and I just keep breaking myself off on this thing. And he's like, I'll buy a Yamaha 450 if you want to go race nationals. And so I did that, and I chased the whole national series in 2021. Started at High Point. Dang it. I started at High Point, and sorry, I'm gonna, if I ever do this again and I don't get banned, I'll have a better setup than what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but I actually, he gave me. I was paying for entry fees, and they were giving me a bike and prepping it, and I would just show. I'd get off work at 3 o'clock, and from my job in DC, I'd drive an hour and a half to Delaware, and I'd go ride for until dark every day, and then we'd go to the nationals, and my first one was High Point, and I got fifth in the LCQ. No, I got sixth in the LCQ, and I ended up racing the second moto at High Point and got a flat tire, and I was like, wow, I kind of suck. And then I went and qualified straight in for Redbud.
Hell yeah.
And then I realized how gnarly Redbud is. Really gnarly. I got like super. It was an okay day, but then
Did
I
you
went
hit
to Southwick.
Larocco's?
Nope, never hit Larocco's. You couldn't pay me enough. Um, I'm more. I like being on the ground. To be honest, I like wheels on the ground. It's nice. That jump's scary.
Same.
I mean, it's like
Same.
it's like if you want to jump like this hood of an S10 up to the top of a Walmart from 100 feet back. That's about Rocco's leap. It's not. It doesn't appetize me at all. I don't want to jump that jump, and I'm not going to. But Southwick, I've actually. So I ended up, as my national stuff went on, I scored points at Southwick that year. I got 18th in the second moto. I fell in the first turn, came all the way back up to 18th. And then Budds Creek that year, I got 20th in the second moto. And yeah, and then 22, I broke my femur, and that's when I met Stu. I was at Loretta's with my friend Gage Stein, and I was just there to help him, and he ended up winning College Boy, and his guy Dawson Cobb was winning C class, and we were down in the beer tent, and I looked at Stu, and I said, "Hey Stu, you're a bitch," and he's like, "Who are you?" And then his good buddy Alex Luger, and I didn't know Alex at the time, but now we're like best friends. Uh, he's like, "That's Cody Groves, dude. He's gnarly." And I was like, "You're a bitch. I can shotgun beer faster than you." And he says we didn't tie, but we tied. We tied. And then that's kind of how I ended up at the Shoals. I ended up just talking a bunch of smack to him. And then I raced nationals in 20. I raced all of them in 23, scored points at Hangtown. And after 23, I started racing arena cross. That was the first arena cross I ever did, was in 2023. And then 24 was when I went on the Booze Cruise arena cross, Supermoto arena cross, national duper cross. I did all that. And you know what's crazy? I've gotten more out of being an idiot than I have out of being,
Trying to win.
yeah.
I
I
have made
have.
that argument for you before. Like, I don't think anyone was talking shit, but I remember saying to somebody, I would have never knew who you were if you weren't just going nuts on an interview for winning LCQ and Arena Cross. And I was like, this guy's getting where he's going, not because of how fast he is, but personality. Like,
Yeah.
and people might think that whenever they see your videos and you being kind of a character you put on or just going crazy, they're like, oh, dude, he doesn't seem like, doesn't seem like the kind of guy you want to be around. But when we're at the races and the camera's not on, pretty good dude, giving you your props you deserve. Like, you're not all the time liquored up, ready to go, shirt on, backwards, shirt off, whatever. So I think what you've done is pretty solid. Places you've gotten just being yourself.
Yeah, dude, I like I said, man. I mean, from from being an idiot and doing things my way. I mean, there's there's a lot of people that look at me as somebody that doesn't, you know, I mean, whenever Ryan Holiday found out that I was going to be Stu's mechanic, I mean, you'd have thought that guy was like, I mean, he he does now, I think, but at the time, I don't think he had any kind of maybe respect isn't the best word, but there's
No
like this
faith.
is no way, there's
Zero
no way this is
faith.
gonna work, and he kind of gave me like the you better not fail look, and you know what, I've got, dude, I got offered this is totally off the book, but dude, the guy from Arena Cross, whenever like one of the guys that was doing like the TV and stuff, he called me the other day and asked me if I wanted to ride a beta in Canada and if I wanted to go fly to all the races, and he just shows up and I just show up and ride a beta, and he's like, if you do good enough, there'll be factory support next year, and I'm like, dude, why? He's like, oh, well, you got a good face. And I'm like, I'm an idiot. Like, what do you mean? And I obviously said no, because I got a way sicker job than riding a beta. But, sorry, I don't know if beta sponsors the podcast or not, but
Yamaha, brother.
We are Blue Crew,
Blue Crew.
revving our heart all the
Blue
way.
Crew. Hey, P18 at Southwick, Blue Crew, baby. And we ride Cowies now, and
What a shame. What a shame that is.
they're really good. They're really good bikes. But that 2021 Yamaha 450, dude, that thing barked.
Did it rev your
Had a
heart?
dented pipe.
I heard some good words being spoken of a 2021 Yamaha from someone else over there on that team too. So I understand.
Yeah, we won't talk about who that was.
I just saw it on Racer TV somewhere. No big deal. But no, man, it's what?
There's this guy on the team, man. This guy on the team, he says right to our engine guy, he goes, "Can you make this like a 21 Yamaha 450?" I'm just looking at him going, dude, that's not possible. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. It's a different motorcycle. Come on.
Hey, so you raced this weekend? Obviously, the qualifier. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I thought you were flagging. I thought they had a picture of you and said you were flagging.
No, I didn't. So I used to work for the Shoals, and I said, dude, if I'm working for Stu, like I can't work for the Shoals. I can't do both. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So it was weird for me. I mean, we were doing an event at the Shoals, and I had nothing to do with it. But I wasn't, me and Nick weren't flagging, but we just decided we were going to line up for Pro Sport, and it was sweet. He
How'd that
said
go?
I was flagging in the video, but I mean, I guess you could say I was flagging. I had my do-rag on with my vest on, and I was just kind of playing inspector out there all day.
Kind of repping?
Yeah, I was making sure no one was taking any hotlines, but
What'd
I
you
wasn't
finish
really
in
doing.
Pro Sport?
I got second.
No shit.
I mean, there was, yeah. Me and I mean, there wasn't real. I mean, no offense to anybody that was there. I mean, the only the only heavy hitter, quote unquote, would have been the guy from Club who was that was Jessen Turner, which I'll be honest with you, I know that if that kid ever watches this, he's Blue Crew. If he ever watches this, you give me 3 months, bud, I'll smoke you. I saw your lines. They weren't as good as my lines, and they definitely weren't good as Nick's lines. And I found Nick's lines in the second moto, so get
Nick,
a little less arm pump. Bud ain't catching me, I'll tell you that.
Nick ended up
I'll
third
do it
then?
hammered. What?
Cowie Boys 2-3?
2-3. Maybe? No, not 4. No, we didn't have a fourth one. Me and him were the only ones out there on Cowies.
You know, so since I seen the video, I assumed you were flagging, but that JDay this weekend would have been a killer track for someone like you or Nick. which obviously are a bunch of GNCC guys. But if you could have made it down to that, I think you would have really enjoyed it.
I think that I would have loved that. I am surprised. So my buddy Brighton Carroll,
Yeah.
he was on a charge in that second moto before he crashed.
He had a big one.
But if he wouldn't have been on a Yamaha 450 that has 80 hours on it or 180 hours on it, however many he's got on that thing, and he would have got a good start, that dude would have been unbelievable. Because that dude is the best. That's one of the best sand riders I've ever ridden with. And if he would have won that race, I wouldn't have been surprised if he had a good start. I saw him dead last every time. But dude, that would have been sick. But I tell you what, I can't do 30 minutes. And that log section, I don't know if you guys ever seen me hit a log. I saw one video of a guy trying to like wheel tap something and he went straight on his head. That's about
that was our buddy Dawson Nixon.
Last time I hit a log, dude, I looped out and broke my back fender off. So I'm all good on extreme sections. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you could have jumped it though. You could have hit the jump line.
I don't know, man.
Sipes did it.
Yeah, well, he's the general.
Yeah.
I'm generally squirrely.
We gonna see you at Howard's Hole this year?
I don't know.
With team colors?
Are we Howard's Hole? And are you guys going to be at Howard's Hole?
100%.
Yeah, we'll be down there.
I actually had a buddy of mine who wanted to race KLX 140s in the morning race. And that was our plan for the year before I got the job. And I thought it would have been really fun because we could have just DNF'd and parked our bikes in Howard's Hole with a 12-pack. Or a 1,200 pack, however many it takes.
Yeah, but Howard's Hole sucks on Sunday.
I got an XR 200.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Nah, what we need to do? No shit. We need to get some Honda Rincons and race the back. The afternoon race.
Yamaha Timberwolves.
You need some Yamaha Grizzlies.
Timberwolves, baby.
Grizzlies, yeah. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Hey, actually, how did that go, T-Shep?
So
He didn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
I was about to say. What? So I got the text late in the week that I got sidelined. They took me out, put somebody else in.
Who'd they put in?
They should have put me in, dude. That's crazy.
I should have been more prepared for this. It's a very accomplished veteran rider. He raced pro quads for quite some time. Rode for Yamaha.
Bill Bounds.
He's a great announcer.
I definitely know his name. No, it wasn't Johnny.
Oh, okay.
It was like another like quad legend that went out there and raced for perfectly reasonable person to bump the random podcast guy off of the Yamaha 4. So I didn't get my chance, but coming up sometime soon, maybe even Snowshoe, I'm gonna get my chance to shine on a Yamaha Grizzly.
Dude, they better not put me on a Grizzly, dude. I'll be out there. I'll be making it happen.
Doesn't Kawasaki make like a brute force or something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got one.
Put me on that brute force. I'll go through the crowd at that Howard's Hole.
Mustang
See,
Kawasaki.
And to Snowshoe,
Eric Baggett.
Snowshoe would be the fun. No, that doesn't sound right. Because running the morning race, like the morning race and the afternoon quad race is like primetime Howard's Hole. Like that's as many people as can get down there. So to be able to go through that in the morning race on a 4-wheeler, I think that would be pretty damn fun.
God, imagine. I hope you have electric shift because imagine sitting on a brute force or whatever, or a Grizzly with Alpine Stars trying to shift.
Dude,
like I can't imagine. That thing is built for work boots and flip flops.
I was going to say I'm wearing work boots and overalls.
So you can get the overall.
Yep.
I might just park that thing in the side somewhere and just I might have saddlebags with beers and I might just be like selling beers down in the bottom and then maybe just do like one lap.
You sell beers, I'll sell cigarettes. We'll have a whole company going on down there.
We need to sell beach balls down there.
Dustin Nelson.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah. I was just looking up. I think it was Dustin Nelson.
I never heard of that fella. So what you playing, bud? Are you You gonna be allowed to race Coker? Sportsman A?
You guys ever hear about that? My whole shots.
Yeah, I was beside you.
I got a pretty good technique, don't I?
Yeah, you got a pretty good one. How'd the second lap go?
I led it. I was leading the overall until I got a flat front tire.
Did have a hell of a start.
I had to pit every lap because I got a small tank.
I'm going to race Coker. I got to put a big tank on my bike because the Yamaha will last like a lap and a half.
What about
terrible on fuel?
What about a Siege concert at Loretta's this year?
So we were actually talking about that. I wanted to take over the beer tent because the DJ that's there is pretty bad, and I know the lady that's like the bartender there. So I was trying to line that up, but she said that it's like the family friend that gets his feelings hurt if somebody else takes that job because that's his favorite thing to do all year. He looks forward to it. So I can't take over the beer tent, but we were actually considering doing karaoke nights at the GNCCs on Fridays, but I gotta figure out how to do that. I mean, actually, here we go.
A quick way to get rid of
Starring at
Kawasaki.
Camp Coker, live on the Pipe podcast, the announcement, breaking news. Friday night at Camp Coker, karaoke with Cody Groves, Stu Baylor, Nick DeFeo, Josh Toth. He might be there. Grant might be there. But all the mechanics, Ty and Matt Chamlin, we're singing karaoke. So come on down at 6 o'clock. It'll still be daylight, but we'll have something going on. Come on down.
We'll use that exact speech for the promo. Get it out there.
There we go.
Yeah, it's getting clipped.
All right. Well,
Yep.
Siege, appreciate the entertainment. Are you flying to Oklahoma City or are you driving out there?
I am flying. I'm flying with Nick. It was $610, but the way fuel prices are looking right now, that sounds like an improvement.
Dude, that is I would buy 2 tickets right now if I found them for $610. I can't find one for under $1,000, but I'm really not looking forward to 50 hours of driving to get out there and back. So, still looking for a flight.
I got you one for $5.99.
What about Frontier?
They don't fly to Oklahoma City, but either way,
I bought it yesterday morning off Expedia. I'm flying. I'm pretty sure I'm flying American, and me and Nick bought them side by side. Is a direct from Charlotte. We're going all the way to Charlotte.
Send me your flight information, because dude, I can't find a flight. I've been looking. I literally physically cannot find a flight, and I live in Charlotte.
It said 3 left whenever we ordered 2. So
all right, well, when you hang up, send me that information because
right,
I need to figure.
I
don't want to make that drive.
Is that one way?
610 was round trip.
Damn.
Yeah. Send me that.
T-Shep's over here looking at first class tickets.
No, I'm looking at. I'll ride in the luggage area.
Dude, we were in some we had open row. I'll send you it.
All right,
I'll send you it.
Please do, because I really need to figure something out because I don't want to make that drive.
Yeah, that drive is not fun. I'll tell you that, especially if you're taking the Tesla. That's definitely not fun.
11 charging stops. It adds an extra 5 hours of time. So I'm not trying to do that. So, yeah, send me that flight information. T-Rex and Matt are both in here missing you at the pump track, so we'll let you get on your way, get to the pump track.
Yeah, I got a phone call from them earlier. I had to hit that red button on them. They're probably not too pumped.
Uh-oh. Well, they should be really pumped. They're at a pump track. But we're pumped that you joined us on the program out here, OTP. Cool to finally get you on. Hopefully we'll be having you on here in the future to talk about some more winning you guys are doing over there.
Yeah, hopefully I don't talk as much, but I got ideas with what to talk about, and then I just ramble. Although it wasn't really rambling. I try to be better next time.
Happens to the best of us, man. Don't worry about it. But, no, appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you this weekend in Oklahoma City where it's going to be 98 degrees.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to 98. I'll have my buns out. Let's go.
All right. See you, Cody.
Later, Siege.
So that was Cody Groves, factory mechanic for Stu Baylor.
What a riot.
Yeah. Him and Stu must have taken the same PR lessons.
Stu went from having the quietest mechanic ever to the most talkative.
Yeah. But no, Cody is a blast to be around. If you see him at races, stop and say what's up. I guarantee you'll find something cool that comes out of that conversation. Also a big fan of the 21 Yamaha YZ450Fs that we heard about there, which might be what this one is right here. No, I think that's a little
22.
bit newer. But
22.
anyway, yeah. So I think we about covered one thing that I did think about in the middle of that. We did not cover the JDay women. So if we can pull up the JDay women results, we'll talk with them. Remember, if you're shopping on Rocky Mountain, atvmc.com, you can use the link in our bio or the description wherever you're listening to this podcast at. You just click that link, shop as normal. We get a small little kickback from it. So we appreciate you guys using that link and shopping Rocky Mountain, atvmc.com. Before we get out of here, we're going to check with our JDay results, our women's pro class that Craig just scrolled right past.
I did not see it. There it is.
We'll check in with them. Want to make sure that they're getting the shout-outs and attention. Brandy Richards goes 1-1, and in her podium interview was asked if she has off-road racing experience. She does. She's won a lot. Maybe the most winningest rider in women's IST history. But she goes out there. She gets it done, takes the win, goes 1-1. Corey Steed on that factory Husqvarna takes the number 2 spot, going 2-2 and going 3-3 on the day. Taylor Jones on that Honda to complete the women's pro class podium. Solid motos out there from the ladies. Kayla O'Neill in the 4th place spot on the Yamaha. But yeah, sitting there thinking about during that conversation, we'll make sure we shout our ladies out. They're pushing the pace of the sport, and cool to check in and watch them as well, and even be able to see all those battles out there at the JDay. What else you got, boys? What did we miss?
Shoot,
That's
I
it.
don't know. What's coming up? What's coming up this weekend? Any idea?
Oklahoma City,
Oklahoma
National Enduro.
Oklahoma. There's a Mid-East this weekend. There's Tri-State XC.
Dude, I have been seeing so many pictures and stuff from series that I've never heard of. Like on Instagram.
There's a hard enduro in Arizona.
Yeah.
That one's gnarly.
That's where Ian's flying out to.
There's a Supercross in Birmingham.
That hard enduro in Arizona looks terrifying.
Page, Arizona?
Is that the one that's got all the clay, rock climbs
Yeah,
and
that's where-
faces?
Oh, it looks like Red Bull Rampage.
Yeah.
That's where I
Yes.
got that damn ticket at. We went riding there.
Oh.
When I took Will's bikes out there,
Yeah.
they offered me a practice bike. We went riding, and I got a $900 off-road riding ticket. I didn't even ride off-road. I mean, I did, but not.
What I'm
people we were
saying
with.
is, I don't know why, but that one I guess maybe because there's no trees, but that one looks terrifying.
Yeah, and like Cody Webb riding up the sides of walls and stuff.
Yeah, it's nuts.
All right, well, Craig, you got anything else?
I was going to mention that the massive pro class that Tor ended up having this weekend as well. I think was it us talking? 800 riders, some crazy amount. Crazy amount of people.
I thought Thorne Devlin wasn't doing them anymore
He ended up not getting banned, and he is racing them.
and winning.
And, well, I heard he got second. That's the issue.
Oh, he did first moto.
Second,
2-1
place
beats a 1-3, brother.
Yeah, pretty sweet to see. OD was racing
Yeah,
it.
look
And
at
then
Roland Olin in 3rd.
had some other buddies up there racing 25 plus, and Mike Lafferty on a share taco. That's crazy.
Oh, dang. 17th.
Yeah, that's nuts. Pretty
Shout
massive
out.
amount of fast guys up there, honestly. Hunter Bush getting 10th. That kind of shows how fast it is up there because he's a ripper. Just kind of looking through the results.
There you have it. Shout out Joe Thomas, our resident tour professional, letting us know in the podcast, or in the comments, rather. Second was Ricci Rondanella.
Oh, I noticed something when we got off the phone, and you told Siege for thanking him for coming on the program. Do you say that on purpose? Because
What?
it's on the program as OTP.
Do
Do you do that on purpose?
No. I thought you were going to point out that said program instead of program.
Program, whatever.
That's weird, too. How about that?
Anyway, but it's OTP. Did you do that on purpose?
No. OTP is only Tyler's podcast. Or no, what did Devin? Obviously Tyler's podcast. When me and Devin started it, we were co-hosting it, and he accused me of taking it over, which I did eventually. But yeah, he said it's obviously Tyler's podcast. But no, I didn't think about on the program
Yeah.
as being makes sense. That can be our new tagline.
There you go.
Thanks for coming, OTP,
On the program.
on the program.
Only Tyler's podcast.
What's the planes? What's the planes?
On the planes.
No, only on the planes podcast. I don't know, said something. Anyway,
Thank you guys for coming, OTP, on the program. Thank you guys for listening to OTP this week. Like I said, a lot of racing going on. Got to figure out travel plans. Hopefully, Cody sends me that flight because I'm telling you, I've looked for flights over and over and I haven't found one. And that doesn't sound like a fun drive to do. But
I
one
wonder
way or
what
the
the
other,
turnout's going to be out there.
I don't know.
It's not good right now.
It'll be interesting to
Yeah, it will
see.
be.
I think there's a local race out there around the same time, which definitely doesn't help. But I don't know. Hopefully, and then the next round, which open sign up, happens for Farm 14 tomorrow. So these past 2 days have been the National Enduro Loyalty Program. Tomorrow, registration opens up for everybody, where we'll be going to Kevin Wyndham's house. Farm 14 in Mississippi. That is going to be a fun one. That's going to be a unique format. It's a 2-day event. So big bikes are going to be split between Saturday and Sunday, and there's going to be a 7th super test for the pro riders. I haven't heard yet if we're going to get to ride through Kevin Wyndham's house yet. I know that was on the table because he's remodeling it, so we were trying to. Didn't hear if that ended up happening. Either way, should be a good time racing at K-Dub's house. So hope you come out there and join us. Wednesday will be sign-ups for that at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time if you want to sign up to go racing in Mississippi.
When is that race?
That is March 24th, I think.
No, April 24th.
Nope.
Well, it's March now, 17th.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'd say
April. Sorry. I think.
I'm on the loyalty program, and that makes me want to sign up. But
I was
don't-
thinking March 16th for loyalty sign up.
Mm.
I think it's April 24th. It's 11th. It's the weekend after my wedding. Mississippi.
Probably not going to go.
It's the 11th.
You drive? I guess you're driving there. How far of a drive is that?
Oh, I got to drive my niece and nephew home. And they live 30 minutes from that track. So, yeah, I got to drive to that one. It's just above Baton Rouge. It's like 10, 11 hours, something like that.
You should drive
Couple
the
Buc-ee's on the
F-150, throw a Yamaha 450 in the back for a buddy.
I might be driving the F-150 with the toy hauler, but I don't know.
With YZ 450 in the back?
Thought you were
I'm
selling
supposed to
that
be getting a YZ 450 at some point. I'll have it. Trying to.
thing. I know a guy that wants it.
I know. Tell him to come get it. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Craig and Tom, for being here. Thanks for everyone that participated in the comments. Thank you, Yamaha, for being a part of the program. Thanks, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, Zach Tussle, and Dimmer's Precision Grading. We'll see you guys next week as we recap the racing action from this coming weekend, Hard Enduro in Arizona, Oklahoma National Enduro, before we go racing at Camp Coker next week. Talking back and forth with Stu. He got bumped out of tonight's show by his mechanic, so I think we'll be talking with Stu next week after the National Enduro to hear about how Oklahoma went, and looking forward to K-Dub's house, Farm 14, round number 3. But yeah, till next week, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening and being here. We will see you next time on